So what I'm going to do now is bring up Miss Lindsay Holmes. Let's give her a hand.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lindsay Holmes. I am the Alumni and Youth Success Coordinator with Developing K.I.D.S. Our mission is to strengthen urban communities through intergenerational leadership, academic enrichment, and civic engagement. In 2007, at St. Suzanne Center of Faith and Friendship, Developing K.I.D.S began its journey serving middle school and elementary young people. And we have continued until today with a sprawling array of services and programmings for the young people and families that we serve. And so it is with great honor and joy that I have the opportunity to welcome you to the grand opening of the first flagship headquarters, our first building, Developing Kingdoms in Different Stages. And so now I will do my job of introducing our keynote for today, co-founder of Developing K.I.D.S, Esquire, and dare I not say, human rights champion. Sabrina Newberry is a Michigan native who discovered her passion for education, service, and foreign affairs at an early age. She is a co-founder of Developing K.I.D.S and is employed as a staff attorney in the Detroit office of the Michigan Immigrant Rights Center. There, she represents unaccompanied children in immigration proceedings. Serena earned her Juris Doctorate from the Maurice A. Dean School of Law in Hofstra University in New York. She also earned her BA in English Education from Xavier University in Louisiana, and her master's in Global Affairs in Beijing, China. In her personal and professional life, Serena advocates on behalf of marginalized groups and strives to uplift her community by empowering others. So, would you join me in a rousing applause, standing to your feet, to welcome Serena Newberry, co-founder of Developing K.I.D.S.
Yes, 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 yes! Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Lindsay. Wow, it is so wonderful to see you all here with us today. I want to start by asking all of our speakers to please join us here on the stage. Look at her special in her pink hard hat. All right, so I would just like to state again that it is an incredible pleasure to be here with all of you and just to see how far Developing K.I.D.S has come over the past 18 years. And so today you'll be hearing more about the history of Developing K.I.D.S. You'll be hearing from our members of our board of directors, several elected officials of the areas in which we serve, and also from our key funders. And so I would also like all of our elected officials to please stand and be recognized. We have with us Andrea Vaughn, who is in the office of Senator Sylvia Santana, Karen Shannon from the office of Senator Gary Peters, Councilman Fred Durhall III, State Representative Stephanie Young, Councilman Pro Tem Tate, as well as Jackie Thomason in the office of Senator Kavanaugh. And so next, I would like to introduce our co-founder, LaTressa Newberry, who graduated from Howard University in Washington, D.C., and she will be telling you more about the history and highlights of developing kids.
Hi, everyone. Okay, bear with me. My hat's trying to run away from me. So Developing Kingdoms in Different Stages, or Developing Kids, is a nonprofit organization that services its community through 4 programs: youth development, family engagement, workforce development, and community support. The word kingdoms is used as a synonym for communities. The word stages represents the process and how we will service these communities. The underlying philosophy is that leaders will be developed and nurtured in every community that we serve. Therefore, that kingdom or that community will be initially serviced in a stage that reflects the voice and needs of that community. The mission is fulfilled through efforts of reaching out to families instead of individuals. There is tremendous support for the youth, but our priority is to connect with the family and host activities for them to work together, hence building and increasing strong communities. As far as our history, initial services began in the St. Suzanne Cody Rouge Community Resource Center in 2007 with elementary and middle school youth. In 2008, we implemented our first high school program, and it was unsuccessful. But in 2010, the high school program was revived with youth requests, and it continues. We have had as many as 7 locations within a year, all operating at once. In 2010, our peer organizations with the Don Bosco Hall Community Center selected us to lead a collaborative project to boost participation of adults and youth in the community center. The project was extremely successful and became the model used for all other neighborhoods. In 2014, we began to expand our services and locations to facilitate programming in 2 community locations and 5 schools. We have partnered with dozens of organizations to ensure our participants have access to resources and services for them to thrive in all areas of life. We served a few short of 1,100 youth in 2022. We operated in 10 schools and 3 community center locations in 2022 with in-person and hybrid programs. In 2023, we continue to serve youth and their families through after-school and summer programming while also expanding our workforce development program. Sub-programs under the umbrella of our 4 major programs include college and career access and success and wellness. Our programs are year-round and operate at no cost to these families. The mission of Developing Kids is to strengthen urban communities through intergenerational leadership, academic enrichment, and civic engagement. Our vision is that through the work of Developing Kids, we will create stronger communities through metropolitan Detroit with an emphasis on building vibrant communities where individuals and families are heard, valued, and thrive. Now, as far as our successes, since our first group of high school seniors in 2012, we've had a continuous 99 to 100% high school graduation rate for youth. Dozens of our alumni have been awarded national and global fellowships and acknowledgments for their leadership. We celebrate development and offer opportunities within, as we have 3 long-term participant parents on our team and 9 alumni. Developing Kids made great strides in 2022 as we purchased a 23,000 square foot facility to become our new permanent home and expanded our team from 10 to 24 members. That is big. We will move into our new building in November of 2024. With this transition into our new home, we can serve over 1,000 youth in that building alone. We were awarded contracts in Detroit Public Schools Community District to facilitate programs in 14 classrooms in the summer of 2022, and to be a managing partner of the after-school programs in 2 schools for the 2022-2023 school year. We have provided summer employment through the City of Detroit Summer Youth Employment Programs since 2009, and have been a lead agency for the Grow Detroit's Young Talent Program since 2020. serving 150 to 200 youth employees each summer. Our participants come from over 40 zip codes to attend our programs. Our executive leaders have led professional development workshops on our best practices at the local, state, and national level. Most recently at the National After School Association in 2022. Developing Kids has been the recipient of national grants awarded to only a few in each cycle that include funders such as New York Life Foundation, LISC, Foot Locker, and Bright House Network. Our participants are thriving academically, socially, and emotionally. We boast a 100 high school graduation rate. We continue to serve youth as they enter college, trade programs, and careers for a successful transition. As we press forward to current day, we now have a permanent home in Northwest Detroit that we affectionately have named The Village. Welcome.
Thank you, Latressa. I want to speak more, actually, to her role as a co-founder of Developing Kids, especially given that she just discussed our history and highlights. Latressa was integral to the success of Developing Kids in its early years, helping to create a sense of community among her peers and a safe space for our younger participants. After going off to college and living in the District of Columbia, she continued to stay involved through administrative work with Developing Kids, acting as a mentor during our summer program where she led summer classes and giving them advice about scholarships. She is a Gates Millennium Scholar, which paid for the entirety of her undergraduate tuition. She teaches them about study abroad. She did a semester abroad in Cape Town, South Africa, again at no expense to her, and continues to serve them incredibly well as they transition into adulthood and learn about the workforce, assisting them with resumes, cover letters, and so on. And so she is definitely continues to be a part of that growth and creating a long and successful history for us. Thank you. All right, I won't speak too long. We will continue with our agenda. Next, we will be hearing from our elected officials. And I would like to also acknowledge that here in the room, we have Wayne County Commissioner Alicia Bell of the District 7. Commissioner Bell's children actually were in Developing Kids at one point, and they are absolutely wonderful, and it's been a privilege to see them grow up. Okay, next we will be hearing from District Director Jackie Thomason in the Office of Senator Kavanaugh.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Thank you to everyone who could make it to the event today and everyone who worked so hard to make this possible. My name is Jackie Thomason. I'm the district director for Senator Kavanaugh, and she really wishes she could be here today, but I do have a tribute from her to present on her behalf. I'm incredibly proud and beyond excited to be here today to celebrate such a memorable moment for developing kingdoms in different stages. Senator Kavanaugh serves as chief of the Senate Appropriations Subcommittee on the Department of Labor and the Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity, and through her work in this role, she has been a consistent advocate and champion for the work of Developing Kids. This year, she was able to champion a $1 million investment in the state budget for the organization because she truly believes in the mission, goals, and work that you do for the community. Developing Kids is a vital resource in Northwest Detroit, touching lives across 59 zip codes and serving hundreds of youth each year. The organization provides impactful programs in youth development, family engagement, workforce development, and community support. With a focus on fostering strong relationships and empowering young people, the organization's programs consistently demonstrate results, achieving a 99 to 100% high school graduation rate for participating youth, with many going on to pursue further education and careers. The completion of the village will help Developing Kids expand their impact, and this new facility will serve as an oasis and thriving community hub for 1,000 youth annually, providing a safe space for growth, learning, and leadership. The village embodies the vision of Developing Kids to create strong, connected communities by addressing the unique needs and voices within each neighborhood. I'm honored to be here today to celebrate this milestone and the work that went into making this dream a reality that would not be possible without every person here. Thank you. And I'd love to present this to you. Maybe we can get a photo of this guy. Thank you.
And so next up, we will be hearing from Detroit City Councilman Pro Tem James Tate Jr.
Good morning, everyone,
Good morning.
and welcome to District 1. You are in District 1, City Council District 1, that I have the pleasure of representing, and even more so, welcome to the village. Yes. Kim Johnson, you are phenomenal. I remember, so I was elected, I've been blessed to be elected by the residents of the city of Detroit since 2010, representing the city of Detroit since 2010. So I have had a growth myself. I was literally the youngest person on council, and now I have all this gray, and I'm the pro tem and all this stuff. So I've had some growth myself. But to see the growth of developing kids is tremendous, right? I remember being over there at Don Bosco Hall. We have meetings and sit down all the way back in the origins, and we saw a small group that continued to grow and grow and grow. And it's not just about the growth, it's about the impact. That's the key. And you look at the countless number of young people who have made impact, and they've grown and made an impact and really touched this city, this country, this world, and will continue to do so because they've had the grounding. And you look at some organizations and you try to find out, what are they about? You look at the mission and vision statement, and it almost reads like a government document. But when you look at this organization, all you have to do is look at the title, look at the name, Developing Kids, to know what they're about. Developing kids. We are increasingly in a situation where our young folks are losing their resiliency. And it's not that they're losing it. We're not providing them with the tools for them to tap into it because they have it inside. That happens because we, and some of us who come before us, didn't do what was necessary to provide them those tools to tap into, to help develop them. That's not the case right here at the village. And I'm so honored and pleased and thankful to have this resource in my community. We're going to spread it out and tell the world. We're going to continue to spread out and tell the world. And to now have this beautiful space that we can invite the community to enjoy and participate and, again, create that impact I have no words for it. And I just, again, thank Kim Johnson for her leadership and all of the executive team, all of the co-founders. We wouldn't be here today if they wouldn't have bust through that wall. Because every organization, we know we have a wall. Every individual, we have a wall that we hit. And sometimes we have the option of sitting back and waiting until things clear up, or not picking up again, or busting through that wall. Either way, we got to get over to the other side. We've now gotten over to the other side. And I, again, congratulate Developing Kids for all the success, and will continue to be a supporter. Any and everything that I can do to be of assistance, I will continue to do so. God bless, and congratulations again. Welcome to the village.
Appreciate you,
I'm sorry. This is my tissue box.
I'm going to leave that here because she will need it later. And now I would like to welcome Wayne County Commissioner Alicia Bell.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I am Alicia Bell. I am chair of the Wayne County Commission, and it is my pleasure to be with all of you this morning. Now, disclosure, this is not my district. This district belongs to my colleague, Commissioner Monique Baker McCormick. However, Developing Kids did start in my district, over in Cody Rouge area at St. Suzanne and Don Bosco Hall. And as was before mentioned, my children, when they were about 6 and 7, participated in Developing Kids. They had a marvelous time learning karate, singing songs, and just becoming the young adults that they are today, because they are now 16 and 17. So I am thankful for Developing Kids. I am thankful for the leadership team, for all that they've done for the young people in our community over the years. And to be here 18 years later in this beautiful building, let's give them a hand for this beautiful building. And because this is a beautiful building, I'm not going to be too mad that they're not in my district anymore. However, I am here to present, Kim, if you would come up, please, with this proclamation. And on behalf of the 1.8 million people of Wayne County, this proclamation and this day will forever live in the history of Wayne County as we celebrate what a person can do, what a team can do when they want to look out for our children and develop our children to be the best that they can be. So congratulations, Kim. Congratulations to the entire team. May you have 18 more years and even more of developing the children of this community. Thank you, and God bless all of you.
Thank you.
Well, I'm going to keep it together, otherwise I may need that tissue box myself. Ooh, okay, can we please just give another round of applause for all of our elected officials? A word that we have repeatedly said and you will continue to hear is community. Because when I look around this room, I am seeing parents, I am seeing alumni participants, I am seeing volunteers, donors, family members, and that's why we say the village. That's why we say the community. Because when people discuss Detroit, this is not always the image that they get to see. I get to remember this view for the rest of my life and see all of the many ways in which Developing Kids has touched our community, but also all of the many people, a glimpse of the many people who have helped to make this possible. So please give a round of applause to yourselves as well. Thank you for being here. Next, I would like to announce, give an intro to our speakers, who are members of our board of directors, as well as our key funders. And some of our wonderful contributors have been the Jamie and Denise Jacob Family Foundation, the McGregor Fund, and W.K. Kellogg Foundation for helping to make this building possible. First, we'll be hearing from our executive director of the Jamie and Denise Jacob Family Foundation, Megan Finkel.
Good morning. Bear with me because I have a pesky cough, so hopefully I don't lose it on stage here. So I'm Megan Finkel. I'm the executive director of the Jamie and Denise Jacob Family Foundation and a very proud board member of the best board out there of Developing Kids. And I am just deeply honored and thrilled to be celebrating this momentous occasion with all of you today. I was asked to speak a little bit about our why. Our foundation has really invested in this building and Developing Kids, and there is really good reason for it. And as I thought about it, the first why is because of the first person that I knew with Developing Kids. Before I ever knew about Developing Kids, this was when I was getting into the foundation work, and I would go meet with different funders and different leaders of organizations, and everyone was saying, Kim Johnson. Do you know Kim Johnson? Have you met Kim Johnson? Everywhere I went, everyone knew this woman, Kim Johnson. So I was like, okay, I guess I should meet Kim Johnson. So I went and I met Kim at the summer camp, and she became the why. Kim is one of the most capable, hardworking, and mission-driven individuals I have ever, and likely you, have ever had the honor of knowing. Her dedication to Developing Kids is absolutely unmatched, and she embodies the type of leader we would all hope to have to guide our children. And then I thought of my second why, and I've always been extremely impressed with the leadership skills that you can just see when you walk the halls and see the interactions with the children. The leadership development we see in action throughout Developing Kids is my second why. The confidence, intelligence, and competence that they foster in children, from the youngest little cute ones to the oldest ones who still are cute, It's truly remarkable. The results speak volumes. We've already heard this over and over. 100% of Developing Kids participants graduate high school on time, exceeding Detroit's average rate. The high school graduates receive support from Developing Kids through their entire post-secondary education journey and into their careers. These young people visit colleges, they gain paid work experience through the organization, and receive invaluable academic support during the school year and in the summer. All of this is accomplished with a foundation of respect, genuine partnership with families, and a deep love for every child. As a mother, to me, that is what's most important. I think it was said earlier, you can go and read mission statements and visit organizations that are doing good work, especially with the academics, but it's the feeling that you get when you walk in the building of how the children are being treated, to me, is what is the utmost importance of an organization, and that is absolutely provided to children here at Developing Kids. I'm so excited for all of you to experience the incredible new building. It is so needed. Kim can tell you, it was so needed, so well deserved, and it will be a space where transformative moments will shape the lives of children and their families for generations to come. So let us celebrate this amazing achievement together.
Hi, I'm Kate Levin-Markell with the McGregor Fund, and I knew if I was following Megan that most of what needs to be said would be said by her beautifully. So I'll just put a fine point on what she's already said. We have very much the same story, very much the same absolutely highest regard for the organization, its founders. Everything you all already know and don't need to hear from me. I guess what I will say personally is what really stands out for me is that this has been a family effort. They don't really advertise that explicitly, but we know. That is a lot of sacrifice. That is a lot of heart. That is a lot of passion. It's been a calling for all of you, and I just I want to appreciate all of you, and of course Kim herself. So you all know this is about vision, this is about love, this is about community, this is about family, and that you've all been able to kind of somehow scale those things to reach this many people, and to now be at this milestone is just incredible, and I'm so honored to be among your many fans and supporters. It is truly a delight to be able to join you today.
She gave that beautiful speech. I didn't even get to tell you all. That is the president of the McGregor Fund, Katie Levin-Markell. Next, we'll be hearing from Program Officer at the W.K. Kellogg Foundation, Eileen Storrs-Smith.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here today. Can you hear me okay if I don't bend over? I also had the privilege and honor of meeting Kim several years ago, and back then she had her vision, and it was infectious. And at that point, she was like, I know we're going to do this. I don't know where, but we're going to do it. And she had this incredible way of bringing folks into her vision, into the journey with her, into the excitement and the inspiration. And one day we were on a call and she said, I drove by a building, I found it. and we took a look, and it was her vision that took a building that maybe doesn't look like this right now, but knew that this was what it could look like today. And it's been an incredible journey and an honor to be a part of that journey with her, and the way she, her team, and the board have supported this incredible journey. One of the things I would share, though, about Kim is they say that hope is a verb with your sleeves rolled up, and Kim rolled up her sleeves. It wasn't just a vision, it was she was going to make it happen, one brick at a time, one electrical cord at a time, one building permit at a time. She was going to make that happen, and I just want to acknowledge the incredible amount of work that it's been to make this happen, and to thank her for that. The other thing, though, is that she could be so busy with buildings and building permits and construction that she lost sight of the most important thing, which is the children, and she never did. The children were always at the center of what she did, her dream, her vision, to provide quality learning opportunities for them, quality spaces for them to grow and learn, and for their families. Not only while they're here, but after they leave, and many of them come back. But we would be walking around, and she would know every child, and she would say, "Did you do your homework today?" She would say to ask them about what did they learn today, how are they? She would speak to their families. She would tell me about their trajectory and what college they were looking at. She knew each child and valued each child, and that is just a beautiful thing, and so much in alignment with the Kellogg Foundation's commitment to children, putting our arms around children, families, and communities. And that's exactly what Kim, the incredible team and board have done here, is to wrap their arms around children, families, and communities. And we are so grateful to be a part of that incredible journey. Thank you.
And our next speaker is Mia Wright, a freshman at Schoolcraft College and an alumna of Developing K.I.D.S.
Hi. My name is Mia Wright. I just want to start off by saying this is like more than a summer camp. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. But I'm not. I have been with Developing K.I.D.S since I was like really, really young. So like coming back every summer, like learning something new, like meeting new people, long-lasting friendships. It's like building a bond with people you never knew that you can build a bond with. Like, I had a basketball game the other day, and Serena and other people I knew from the camp came. I'm like, oh my God. But like, we went on like college tours. They do after-school programs. Like, it's family and community nights. Like, it's more than a summer camp. They do things year-round. So like, for me to be here, like, this is a good opportunity for me right now. It's like so many opportunities, just job opportunities. Like, it's more than just working during the summer. They have year-round jobs that people can apply for and work as well. I want to say I really love being here right now. Just because like this room is filled with so much love, and I love it because I just know when I work here in the summer, it's going to be so good. Thank y'all for listening to me.
Oh boy, you cannot tell. I'm wearing my baby heels today, but I'm 5'6", and I've known Mia since she was at like here, and I'm like, oh, I'm so happy to see you, Mia. So it is a joy to see our young people grow throughout the program, from kindergarten through second, third through fifth, and off to college and into their careers. Next, I'll be introducing our founder, president, and CEO of Developing K.I.D.S, who I refer to as Mama. Okay. And can we just do another round of applause for all of our speakers, and again for our funders. Oh my goodness, their speaking was too beautiful. It threw me. Okay. Kim Johnson is a native Detroiter, educated in Detroit Public Schools. She is an active member of the Central State University Alumni Association and was inducted into the university's Alumni Hall of Fame in 2024. After receiving her bachelor's degree, she studied on the graduate level at Wayne State University, Central Michigan University, and the University of Detroit Mercy School of Law. Her professional career, whether teaching or in the nonprofit industry, has always centered around positively impacting Detroit's youth through education, life skills, recreation, and mentoring. In 2005, Kimberly received a vision, and in the midst of recovery from a life-threatening tragedy, She began to turn the vision into reality with her young children laboring alongside her. Mrs. Johnson is the founder, president, and CEO of Developing Kingdoms in different stages. Developing Kids is a nonprofit organization in Detroit that serves over 1,000 youth annually, providing free, high-quality activities through core programs, youth development, family engagement, workforce development, and community support. Having grown up in the city of Detroit, Mrs. Johnson knows firsthand of the struggles that youth face living in the inner city. Her experiences teaching in Detroit Public Schools and as a nonprofit director in Southwest Detroit drove her to build a community-based organization that meets the needs of youth ages 5 through 18 enrolled in struggling schools and economically challenged communities. From 2008 to 2019, Mrs. Johnson served in consultant and executive level positions that created a positive and long-lasting impact on city and statewide systems that support youth educationally and during out-of-school time. A few of her significant accomplishments during this time include the coordinated training of close to 500 youth development professionals, growing a youth-serving organization network from 10 to 150 organizations, and the development and implementation of a re-granting program that distributed over $500,000 in grants to 78 organizations. For 5 years, Kim has served as the co-chair of the Summer Learning Table and currently serves as a steering committee member of 313 Reads, and she is also a board member of MASP, the Michigan After School Partnership. Since 2020, in addition to leading extraordinary growth and leadership of Developing Kids, Kimberly has spent more than a decade mentoring executive directors of grassroots organizations in Detroit. She is the co-founder of BDAD, the Black Executive Director Alliance of Detroit, a network of senior Black leaders of nonprofit organizations in the city. Kim has served on a subcommittee of the Governor's Student Recovery Advisors Council in the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. She is a member of state-level advisory and design committees for out-of-school time system building. Her most recent professional accomplishment is raising over $8 million. I don't know about you all, but I've never raised $8 million. And serving as the owner for the construction project to open a 23,000 square foot facility for Developing Kids that will open in fall of 2024. And speaking more to her personally, within her church home of Mount Hebron Missionary Baptist Church, Kimberly serves as the youth department director and member of the nurses ministry. She has been an active member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated for more than 20 years. Kim has received national, state, and local recognition and awards for her leadership and service to the community. She calls herself blessed and highly favored to be the wife of Charles Johnson and the mother of 3 adults, Latressa, Serena, and Jamal Newberry II. And I will say, in addition to this, as her family, she is the core, she is the heart, she is that person who does all the unthinked work of holding birthday parties and holiday dinners and, checking on your health and welfare. So please join me in providing a warm round of applause for the founder, president, and CEO of Developing Kingdoms in Different Stages, Kimberly Johnson.
I'm sorry. I don't think you understood the assignment, so I'm gonna give you a part 2. We're in the middle of this neighborhood. I want everybody to call the police on the noise that should be going in here for the president, founder, and CEO, my wife, Kimberly Johnson. Let's go.
That's my biggest cheerleader. So thankful. I am, words cannot explain. I am, there's 2 things I'm gonna do right now. One, I need a selfie shot, right? Because I am I can't even get all the people.
Help her.
Oh my gosh. So, I'm in disbelief. So, it's a moment, I'm gonna cry all through this because I'm not gonna keep my composure. I'm gonna say that now. For, you all have seen and heard me say, it's a village. So I first want to acknowledge the Developing Kids team. And if all the team members could just come up here and stand for a second. And I just want to say that it's not easy. I did not go to school to run a nonprofit. I did not know this was not what I was trying to do. It's difficult when you have to bear the burden to make sure that everyone gets paid, they get paid on time. Your decisions affect not just the people who work for you, but their families. And sometimes decisions, I know they look at me like she has lost her mind. But at the end of the day, the decisions I make are for the longevity of Developing Kids far past when I'm gone. I want them to thrive just as much as I want the youth and families to thrive. And there is never enough money that I could pay them to do the work that they do. So to Brianne Pearson, Cheyenne Mackey, Dana Randall, Drayshawn Irwin, Jackie Brown, Kayla Page, Lindsay Holmes, Malika Robinson, Paige Addison, Samaya Harrison, Tanaya Grant, Tyrone Bean, thank you very much. I try to be very honest and fair. I want to also share acknowledgement for the Village Advisory Committee. This is a group of people who we ask to come to the table and help us to open doors, to expand our network and to raise funds to be able to open this building. And they engage, and if they are here, I would love for them to stand. Andre Crook, David Contour, Demetrius Anderson, Christy Stepp, and Scott Brown. Thank you so much for everything that you have done. Truly appreciate you. To all of the volunteers, you are out here in the rain the past couple days. You are amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. I know that Charles Johnson is going to do his part afterwards, but we have the best board ever. Not ever. They are so dynamic. They are funny. A little bullying happens for those Android users. But they get the job done. We know who the Android user is. They meet, they show up, they do everything that their board is supposed to do. And we've had great board members over the years to get to this point. So that is, I'm not saying that we haven't had good board members in the past, but there's a solid group that we've been rocking with for the past about 4 years. And it has allowed us to grow and for them to support that growth and help to make sure I'm doing my job. Because I am the founder, I never look to say, I want people who are going to be my yes man and just do whatever I say because I'm the founder. No, I want you to evaluate me. I want you to tell me how I can be better. I want you to be able to say, Kim, we need to go this direction. They changed my mission statement. They changed my mission statement. And I was just, okay, I was like, all right, because I had to know that we're evolving and I had to be comfortable with that change. And so I trust them and I can't say enough and thank them. And my husband is the board chair, which is the cause of many fights in our household. I'll tell you that right now openly. He is our outgoing board chairman and David Krysak is our incoming board chairman. And I'm going to get on David's last nerve. But my husband and I won't have so many arguments anymore. But I truly thank him.
Thank you.
It was not a job that I asked him to take. Others asked him to take it. And he has truly been a phenomenal leader in the role of a board chair. And so I appreciate you, Mr. Chairman. You all have heard me say, and you've heard 2 of my 3 children on the stage today. When Developing Kids started, I came back here and I had every obstacle in front of me that said that I should not have graduated from high school. I actually remember someone saying, and I overheard them say, that I probably wouldn't graduate from high school. But not only did I graduate, I made it to college, and it was very, very difficult. It was very difficult. And through that time, I will tell you that this is my why, and all of the young people who we serve. Because you can have children who want to do things, but sometimes they just don't have the resources, or sometimes parents just don't know how to help, or there are obstacles that come their way. And I made that point my freshman year of college. I said, if I made it, I would make sure that I did what I could to help other young people to get to college and to graduate. Never in my wildest dreams that I would be the founder of a nonprofit helping to make that happen. Coming back here, moving back to Detroit, I'd had an opportunity to go somewhere else, but it was like, no, I need to come back to Detroit. Knowing that there were young people and I needed to help. There was something saying like, no, you have to come back and you have to help. Too many of my childhood friends are deceased in prison. And it was, how can I help change the narrative? And we weren't those statistical where you would say like, oh, it was expected because they were from single parent households or they were low income. That wasn't the case. The case was really that there were not organized after school and summer programs for us to engage in. So we engaged in stuff in the streets. When we were younger, it was great. But as you get older, you find people that can lead you in the wrong direction. And that's no matter how much money your family makes. And that's what I saw that happened. And I said, when I moved back to Detroit, I was living in the Cody Rouge area, and the children were coming knocking on the door saying, hey, can I play with your kids? And I said, play where? There was a park with 2 swings and a set of monkey bars. That was it. There were a couple programs that were running, but I kept seeing all the kids on my block going back and forth to the liquor store, right on their bikes, spending all their little money on candy. And I said, I'm seeing history repeat itself. Because at that time in 2006, 4228, the neighborhood I lived in had beautiful brick homes in Cody Rouge, and there were 2-parent households and working families, and it all shifted with that whole, the economy change that happened a couple years later. But at that time, there was just not enough for families to do. And I said, why is it that my friends, when we graduate from college, we feel that we have to take our children outside of the city for a quality program? We shouldn't have to do that. Or the cost of the program is so extensive to where I have to debate if I can afford groceries or pay a bill in order for 3 of my children to attend a high quality program. So I began to create Developing Kids and did not know that it was for me. I was planning to give it to somebody else to do. And I had a family tragedy and became a 30-year-old widow with 3 children. And during that time, also having several health factors, 7 major surgeries. And 7 months later, I actually had a fundraiser come and hear about the work of Developing Kids. And my daughters were right there. My son was only 2 at the time. But we went in grocery stores, we went in laundromats, we were at schools. I taught them public speaking. This is how you tell someone about the work that we're taught that we want to do. Asked them what were their thoughts about designing programs, so youth voice was at the very core of it, not an after fact. We would provide meals. We didn't have much money. I met Lisa Leverett through some work of the Skillman Foundation, and we got our first grant. She actually turned me down for the first one, the whole committee did. And I know a couple of them are here. And it was because I didn't have a letter of support. But you could apply the next month, and so I did. And I asked, what did I do wrong? And applied the next month, and they gave it to me. And I applied again. And it became a funding source that really helped to build the work of Developing Kids. $2,500, $3,000 here, another $2,500 there. And I did not pay myself, so you heard all those acknowledgments of things that I've done. It's because for 14 of our 18 years, I had a full-time job and was running Developing Kids. And every little bit of money that I received, I would say, okay, can you work for 6 hours a week? And I could pay you $10 an hour. Then I could come back and say, okay, now I can pay you for like 10 hours a week for $10 an hour. And I would just continue to add people to the team. And that's how I was able to really grow and expand the work, where we started with 27 kids in a summer camp. And this past summer, we served over 400 kids free. That first summer with those 27 kids, it was, I know some people who look at it now, they have laughed with me and said, girl, I was like, I don't know what vision you have, because this is not it. I look back at old pictures and all I could do was just laugh and cry at the same time. When I have those alumni, some of them may be here, the food then was broccoli and ranch and carrots, and on a good day we had wings. LaTressa, Serena, and I would be making not peanut butter jelly, the ham and cheese sandwiches and lining them up and cutting them, and that was dinner. Today they have meatloaf, mashed potatoes and gravy and dinner rolls. So they have come in saying, wait a minute, this is what they eat now? And it was the early starts in that first summer. It was a 4-week program. And the last week, and I mentioned I had health challenges, and my TMJ joint was deteriorating. And I could barely get a potato chip through my teeth. And the doctors were saying, like, Ms. Johnson, we have to do this surgery, and it was a major surgery. And I was like, no, I have to finish running summer camp. I have a couple more weeks to go. And Valerie Evans and her team came and ran the whole last week of the summer camp so that I could go have that surgery. And I received so many messages today from so many people giving their encouragement. People over the last couple of weeks saying, oh my goodness, you have so much on your plate. How can I help? What can I do? That's the sense of the village of Developing Kids. That's what it's about. We don't do this alone. There are people here who have been here all 18 years, grinding with us, not paid, volunteering the entire time. We hear from young adults like Mia, who started again, she was this tall, now she's this tall, right? And coming in and watching her through all of her stages. And there are other young people who are here today who have done that. To have my family travel from across states to be here with me. Y'all know I love West Virginia. And to have them come through snow to be here today. Friends who have traveled from across states to be here today. It just warms my heart. I want you to know it's not taken lightly. You all are in here with hard hats on. As Eileen has said, listen, right now I'm a construction manager, an architect, an engineer. I can do it all. And we have a little issue where, we had to get permanent power and we had to wait on this and wait on that. And I said, we are at the point where we are about done. And they said, well, you still gonna have it? I said, yep. We're still gonna have our grand opening. We're still gonna take you through. We're still gonna show you we're waiting on some things from the city. Councilman Tate's team has been amazing. Thank you. And helping us to overcome obstacles, as well as Councilwoman, Commissioner Bell. I don't know if she left, but Commissioner Bell has been amazing also in helping us with challenges. And again, it's the village model of it, that we all work together. Everything may not be perfect, and we figure it out. Developing Kids, I'm looking for the next person who will take my place in time. This was never something where I want to be here until the end of time saying, no, I'm coming in here to run it, but how can I develop young people to give them a leadership opportunity? And I want you to know that every dollar counts. As you see young people who are here today, as you think about how you want to further engage, I mentioned I did not know what I was doing in this work. And I was working jobs, and I remember Charles Small from Don Bosco Hall. He was so instrumental in my life. I was volunteering and running Developing Kids, and I said, I need a job. The kids are going to high school. I have to figure out something. And he said, are you looking for work? And he hired me to do some work, and I had a great team. But he gave me opportunities to sit at the table that I probably would have never been able to sit at. He allowed me leadership opportunities to grow and scale the work that I was doing under him, which in turn allowed me to learn the skills that I needed for Developing Kids, and he supported that as well. And so I asked you to think about how you can support going forward, how you can get engaged, how you can tell someone else. You know, we don't do horse and pony shows at Developing Kids. What you walk in the door and see is what you walk in the door and see. But it's going to be in love. I had a funder tell me there were 40 kids in one room, and I was like, what is happening? But she said, but after I stopped and I just stood still, she said, it was organized chaos. She said, it was a group over here reading. There was a group over here on the laptop. There was a group over here doing puzzles. She said, and they were all over the place. She said, but they were just being kids and loving it. So we have opportunities for young people from 5 to 24. And we are actually, through the support from the Kellogg Foundation, we're going to serve 3 and 4-year-olds. So you'll get to see that space as well. So again, I thank you. The work that they did again to the team, it's bringing you here today and wanting you to see this space. I'm a perfectionist, and sometimes it's hard for me to sleep because I want to make sure it gets right. And I know in our day and time, sometimes we hear that is the white supremacist attitude, and we need to break that. But for me, it's about Black excellence, and that's what I represent. And that's what I want to see in every Black person, and I want to represent that, and I want to demonstrate that for any young person who may be looking, and sometimes we don't even know who's watching us. And so I, again, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you.
Come back. Actually, I would like the team to please come up. We were missing one of our team members in the photo before because he was still working. This team is working so hard, and so I do want them to have that moment of a group photo. So would you all please come back up, aligned against the stage, so you can get your full team photo.
He's good. My son does it on his TikTok. Got it, Mr. Patterson.
Thank you, Mrs. Johnson. Okay, we are nearing the end of our program. Could we please do just one more round of applause for our president, CEO, and executive officer? Our final words will be from our board of directors, board chairman Charles Johnson. And then these are my last words to you as well, so I'm going to try and keep it together. Again, I look out at you all, and for many of you see your young people's faces. Immediately, my thought goes to the name of your child and their grade and what they may be working on. So I just want to say thank you for trusting us with your young people. Thank you for trusting us with your community. I'm gonna stop there. Thank you.
Question. Is anybody else full? You know, God has a funny way of doing things. I inherited this family a long time ago. They were 10, 12, and 5. Best decision of my life. If you take my marriage and put it to the side for a second, she is still the most amazing woman that I know. We thank you. None of this happens without you guys. I stand proudly and humbly as the chairman to lead the board of directors. But the key phrase being board of directors, because Charles Johnson is nothing without them. As I call your name, I want you to stand and be acknowledged. My right-hand man, the one who reels me in when I'm out of control, Mr. Brandon Lee. My incoming chairman, big shoes to fill, but you got big feet. David Krysak, let them know who you are. My incoming vice chairman, guru of finance. I call him professionally and I call him personally. Anything to do with money, I call this guy. His name is Jamal Norman. Now, if you ever want to get your hands smacked, try to spend money that you're not supposed to spend. But for that, I'm so grateful for my treasurer, Mrs. Lauren Hawkins. No matter how much buffoonery we have in a board meeting, and we have tons of it, my very near and dear secretary keeps us under control and managed to capture all the pertinent things we actually need to get done. Ms. Patrice Williams. You know, this next board member, we've been rocking together for over 20 years. And I've been trying to get her on my board for probably 10 of those years, but she was always busy. She finally called me and she said, "Brother, I'm coming." And it's been one of the greatest godsends that we've had. That's Miss Carlin Tucker Skaggs. Last, but certainly not least, is such a true supporter of Developing Kids in so many ways, more ways than I could ever imagine. She was the person that boards chase her. And she's like, "Nah, I'm okay. I got enough to do." But whatever she saw in Developing Kids, as you heard her go on her soliloquy earlier, is her reason. It's her why. And without her, we wouldn't be as strong as we are. I introduce to you Mrs. Megan Finkel. There she is back there. She's hiding from me. So this is a collective. This is what it's about. You guys look around and take this all in. You guys wouldn't believe what this looked like a couple years ago. Look what God does. So now it comes to that time when I say one more time, let's give respect and deference to our president, founder, and CEO, Kimberly Johnson. I don't hear it. There we go. So, last couple pieces of business, then we'll get out to all the fun stuff. So here we go. First and foremost, you've heard all the great stories. They got this building, we've raised all this money. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. Guess what? Job's not finished. In the words of the great late Kobe Bryant, job's not done. We still need you. Thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you for all the support, financially, in kind, so on and so forth. We need more. I need for you to do a couple of things for me. Number one, tell a friend what you saw today. Tell them. You won't believe what I saw today. They need your help. Okay? Second thing, I want you to say, you know what? I think I can help them out a little more. Great. Let's get after it. Now we've come up with something I think is pretty cool, and I want to make sure I get the wording right on it because I thought this was the coolest thing ever, because I'm in. It's called the Founders Giving Circle. This is pretty cool. The Founders Giving Circle, what it allows you to do is sign up for a monthly contribution. But watch this. There's a minimum amount, and I got to tell you the significance of it. You'll probably figure it out in 2 seconds. The minimum amount is $20.06. I'll say it again, $20.06. Don't show up with $20. I'm going to say, where's my 6 cents? I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. But obviously the $20.06 represent the establishment of Developing Kids 2006. And then whatever else that you're comfortable with, that's fine. But that is the minimum amount that we're asking. The first time that you do it, you're going to receive a gift from Developing Kids. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'll tell you it's pretty cool. I'll tell you it's pretty cool. You'll know that you're helping out the community. Because again, to run this building, there's the building costs. We still run programming, and we still pay our staff. Those are 3 things that we have to do regardless. So that's what it's called, a continuum. That's what it's called, a continuum. Great news, we bought this building and we own the building free and clear. Everything else is now about the renovations, okay? So that's the part I really want you guys to dig deep, think about that and say, how else can we continue to support? For our funders out here that are here and present, that have had anything to do with us receiving those funds, thank you. Continue to push for us. We need all of it. We are eternally grateful. Thank you for believing in us. And for those that said, we wanted to wait till you see the building. Well, here it is. Write the check. Old eyes. Now it's time for tours, correct? Am I right? Yeah. Are we ready for tours? Because I didn't hear that excitement. This is one room, but we got 23,000 square feet. So I hope you got your walking shoes on. So you can start to line up for the tours and the ribbon cutting at the door, okay? So with that, I will say 2 things. You know I can't see it.
This is why he needs me.
That's exactly why.
So right now, I will share with you, you are actually in our event space. So this space from that partition, this 4, is an event space that is for rent. For people that may want to hold events. It holds 150 at round seated tables. And we have table and chairs that will come with the rental. That information will be online starting December 2nd, helping us to build our earned revenue for sustainability. There are coat closets right here to my left, your right. There are also bathrooms that will be over there. They are still in progress, but will be complete by the end of this month, beginning of next month. And then there's a catering kitchen over in the corner. So you can't fry chicken and cook in the kitchen, but it will have commercial refrigerators and a space where you can come and set up for catering, and your caterer can come and set up in there. And if someone says, I want to rent the entire space, it is available also based on the date, because in the space behind that partition is where we will do our food distribution, which we continue to do every Tuesday, as well as when young people come to us for after school, we feed them dinner. You heard me say what those meals sound like. And we can have up to 250 kids in that space there. In the summer, we provide breakfast, lunch, and a snack. And so meals will happen in that space there. But you'll be able to check that out The Founders Giving Circle is online. The page went live yesterday. If you want more information and a demonstration of the Give an Example, will be in the tent in the back, where we will have food. Catered food from Jackson's 5-Star Catering is in the tent. Please stop in, grab some lunch for yourselves. There is a porter potty. It is not your typical porter potty. It is a full bathroom. So it is outside a white portable unit. Very nice restrooms for you. But the tours, we're going to move over here for a photo op for the ribbon cutting, and then we are going to, you can move about for your tours.
She's good. She's good.
Thank you all so much. Thank you. Board of Directors, if you could join us all.